Fade in. Hello and welcome to Force of Light Entertainment. I'm your host, Michelle.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
Yeah, and we are the Smith Sisters of Force of Light Entertainment. Well, today we are back for our continued coverage reviews of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've got episode 3 today. And before we get started, we did our giveaway where you entered to get to possibly win. So we have done our drawing, and Backyard TARDIS, you were the winner of the Bucky giveaway. So, yeah, so Backyard TARDIS will be reaching out to you on social media and be sending you the Bucky, the Winter Soldier. So,
yes, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. And to those of you who didn't win, we'll do some more giveaways down the road, and you can enter then. And well, there's endless possibilities to win something. So we'll see.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's still a chance. There's still a chance for you guys to win something. Just not this one, but maybe next time the odds will ever be in your favor.
Can't win them all.
No, you can't. But anyways, we will be covering again episode 3, and my initial thoughts before we get into this. Okay, so we are now halfway, after we finish this, we are halfway finished. We're at the halfway point. There's only 3 more episodes left. And this far into it, halfway into it, I would say this. If you are someone who absolutely loves the MCU, this is probably your show. You probably really, it's probably
really digging
it. If you're someone like us, who we've admitted this many times, who the MCU is not your cup of tea all the time, or you find it, decent, but it's not like some deep, passionate love, then you may not be loving this show so much. Because I can say this, in the halfway point of WandaVision, I was way more invested in WandaVision than I am this show.
Agreed.
I mean, I can say that because I watched this. We'll get into it because I think this episode picks up about halfway at maybe the halfway point. In my opinion, it kind of began to pick up and get more interesting for me. But overall, I'm still being left with like, once the show ends, it's not like, oh man, can't wait for the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's kind of like it goes out of my head. I don't think about it again until the next Thursday pops around. I'm like, oh, tomorrow we're going to do our review on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like that, which is not the best sign.
For example, with WandaVision, once it got good and I got into it, I genuinely did think like, oh, I want to see what happens next week. With The Mandalorian, it was like, oh my gosh, I want to see what happens. Like, dang it, I have to wait a week. So kind of the levels there. Yeah. And then with this, it's like, there'll be an episode next week.
You're like, okay. It's going, guys. It's going. My hair's bothered, man. Play with my hair. All right.
We don't do edits, so you just have to
they
embrace us.
They're there for it. They're there for it. We'll just have a quick. We should get a hair commercial. That should be we should get a shampoo commercial as I play with my hair. Come on, Google. But yeah, so we'll get into this episode. So of course Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they break out Zemo, and who of course was in Civil War and has a connection obviously to Hydra. So Zema, he had I keep wanting to call him Zema.
Like that old school drink.
Zemo.
Do they even still make Zemas? Let us know in the comments.
I don't know. And also let us know, guys, in the comments, because I see people on Twitter that are really loving the show, and I see a lot of people that seem to feel the way we feel. So let us know below, what do you guys think? Because you guys know us at this point. We're thrilled when you love something. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I would prefer to always be ecstatic. I would want to love everything if that means I'm getting good entertainment. So
we're saying don't let us dampen your love if you love it, because we're never all going to agree on every show or every anything. Really.
No, and some things are just more like they click with different people, and then other shows click more with other people. Some people didn't like WandaVision. I thought it was pretty decent.
Right.
So, but anyways, so they break Zemo out of the German prison. And they are off. And for starters, I feel like, I know sometimes us Americans can maybe not know our geography as good as people from other countries. I get that. But I feel like I know my geography pretty good. And there was a point where I'm like, are we in made up cities at this point? Like, were a few that were made up. I'd have to go back and look. It was first thing this morning when I watched, but I was starting to get like confused. Like,
The one thing about Mr. Zema, no, I'm just kidding, Zemo. He's not a particularly good dancer.
No, man, that dancing was rough.
He's
making white people look bad everywhere.
He's like, they know how to party in there, and it's like, but do you know how to party in there?
Oh gosh. And then because I think snakes are really gross. So when he pulled out that snake.
Did you say snakes or sneaks?
Snakes.
Snakes, okay.
When we're at the bar and Falcon's having to pretend to be some other guy, and that guy, he's like, your usual? And he's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he pulls out do you not remember that? He pulls out a snake and cuts it open. That's and disgusting. Puts something from the middle of a snake inside the drink.
Oh, and girl.
And Falcon is just like, you could tell he's dying. And the two of them are just looking at him like, you best drink that drink. Like, you're going to blow our cover. And he drinks it, and you're like,
how did I miss this?
Oh, man.
And I don't hate snakes the way she does, but that disgusts me.
Oh, it was disgusting. I felt so bad for him. I mean, that actually was like kind of a funny moment in its own way, because it was like, like everyone felt for him in that moment. And then, of course, their cover gets blown when his sister calls. And it was like...
That was kind of funny.
Okay, it was kind of funny, but it was so ridiculous. Like, the woman's like, answer it. It's like...
on speaker.
On speaker. It's like, I'm not in the crime world, guys, so maybe I'm wrong on this. And I hope our viewers aren't in it either, so you can't answer this question. But I feel like it's a bit odd like when you're dealing with someone as tough as a guy who drinks something out of a snake to be like, answer the phone, like to demand he answer it. It's like, really? Like, I feel like the real version of that guy just would have been like, no, and just like shot that woman. Like,
and so it's like, fortunately, when he made that one comment, his sister was busy with the kids and she didn't really hear. So I guess he was able to play it off.
Yeah, but then she says Sam.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then his cover's blown. And then, of course, we find out Sharon she's the one shooting them and taking cover, or gives them cover to get out. So they're able to get out of that. And then we see Sharon Carter is back, and she's on the run because of everything that happened in Civil War and her helping. And let's just say she's bitter. She's very bitter.
Yeah.
And I can understand her being bitter, because it would feel like, she'd done her country, she'd worked for her country all those years, done great services.
Done them a solid.
Yeah. And then she's just kind of kicked out and would go to jail if discovered. And I've heard someone say, like, do you think that she is who do they keep referring to in this episode? Like the top person that my brain's gone dead, and Natalie's not going to think of it because you clearly didn't watch it very good.
I watched the show. I missed the snake.
She missed the snake. It's like, how did you miss the snake? But yeah, you guys can let me know in the comments. It's like the top person they refer to multiple times. Not the investor, not the
power broker.
The power broker. That's literally the title of the episode.
And look who did remember.
She did remember. Yeah, that's actually I believe the title of this episode, isn't it? The power broker.
Give me some credit.
She gets credit for that. She remembered.
I actually knew it a minute ago, and you brought it up, but I thought, well, maybe it's too easy.
No, my brain had gone brain dead, guys, and I just forgot. Some people have theorized, and you guys let us know below, do you think Sharon could be the power broker? That is kind of an interesting take. That possibly could be the case. So then, of course, they find this creeper doctor guy who's in like a crate thing. I don't know. He's got a lab back there.
He's listening to some cool jams.
Was he? Yeah, he was. And but anyways,
that's subjective.
The main thing you got to that we get from this episode is how much he made. And the fact that he made I believe if I did my math right, I believe there are 12 super serums left.
Yes.
And so I think that's definitely going to come into play. So guys, let us know below, who do you think is going to take one of those super serums? Because I'm having a feeling that Captain Douchebag is going to take one. That's my thought. And speaking of him, at the beginning, the guy spits on his face, which is gross. But then he has like this power trip of, do you know who I am?
clearly, making the point he is not Steve. Like, this is not how Steve would react to something.
No, he doesn't have the heart of gold that Steve had under.
Steve didn't have that ego going on.
No, because Steve was a little Weasley guy before he got the superpower serum. He was, so.
Yeah. He still had that little like weasel in him. Like sometimes when you're in 8th grade and you have no friends, like that.
We probably shouldn't call that a weasel, but he had
that girl inside of you's always there.
Basically, Steve was Tiny Tim, who eventually got the superpower serum. That's kind of what we're saying. So he had a good heart.
Humility, man.
He had a lot of humility from being Tiny Tim before he got the superpower serum. But anyways, so there's 12 vials left. So we'll see who takes it. Of course, Bucky's already had his. He's already kind of supercharged. Will Falcon take it possibly and be a little superpowered? Or I think we're definitely going to get Captain Walker. I think Walker's definitely taking it.
Or could someone take multiple doses?
Captain Walker may try to go multiple doses
because his ego is big, so he thinks he needs a big dose.
I could see that happening. So
I could totally see that happening.
So we'll see where that goes. And of course, you finally get kind of an action scene. This is probably the best action scene, in my opinion, they've had with Sharon.
Yeah.
Outside and stuff. And
she was throwing some punches, man.
She was. And they made it as believable as it could be, I think. There's some good technique in there and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And then the end of the episode ends with them going with good old Zemo. They go back, and then Winter Soldier finds something. Bucky finds something and keeps walking back. And all of a sudden, you see a Wakandan woman. I don't know her name, but I guess I was told.
And I guess he knew who it was going to be, basically, because he's like, all right, where are you? Did you drop something?
Yes. And of course, he spent his time in Wakanda. And you even got that callback in last week's episode when Falcon was like, what does he say? What did they call you? He said, "Are you White Panther?"
I can't remember if that was last episode or the one before, but yeah, you come back White Panther.
that actually was pretty funny. And then he was like, "No, it's White Wolf, actually." He's like, "What?" But
another quick moment that was kind of natural and didn't feel corny that made me laugh is like the discussion of Marvin Gaye.
That was pretty good.
He was like, Steve loved Marvin Gaye, and then Bucky's kind of insecurely like, I like Marvin Gaye. Kind of like, I want to be in the cool club.
Because Bucky, he again, like Steve, there are these people out of place, out of time, because he was born way back during like World War One. No, he's born way before World War One and Two.
Yeah.
I mean, he's old, guys. He's like over 100 years old.
Right.
And so it would be interesting with society and culture, what he would like. So it's kind of that same Captain America thing that he dealt with. That was funny.
Yeah, it was cute.
But yeah, so then we see a Wakandan, and I don't know her name. I was told that she was in Civil War, like she was with T'Challa. Did I just say his name right? Again, my brain's a little out of it right now. Black Panther. And anyways, but it kind of made me laugh because it's like we couldn't afford the expensive Wakandans that we've come to know, like Shuri and some of the other ones that have bigger roles at this point.
Yeah.
We got the TV Wakandan.
Yeah.
At the TV budget. But I guess she was in Civil War. I don't remember her even being in Black Panther. You guys let us know below if she's in Black Panther. I don't recall her being in Black Panther. But yeah, so that's interesting. You guys let us know, what do you guys think the Wakandans want with Winter Soldier? It would be kind of interesting. And they fit it because of his time spent in Wakanda. And of course, he found his healing. He was able to heal his body and stuff in Wakanda. So that was interesting as far as that. So I'm not really sure what connections they'll use. If any of them will come and help out, we'll kind of see where that goes. Maybe they'll give, I think the two of them, they need a cool spear. So maybe they can, not spear, shield, since they don't have the shield. Maybe they, in the meantime, can give them a Wakanda shield that's made out of vibranium. We'll see. But anything else, Natalie, from this episode?
That's all I can think of, really.
Yeah. And I mean, like, here's the thing. I think I come across
Michelle's like, let's get to the heart of the matter.
Like, I don't like hate the show. It's just like, to me, it's like every episode I'm like, well, that was okay. Like that's kind of how I keep feeling.
Right.
And I think I expected to feel a little better about it this far in, kind of basing that off WandaVision that I really got excited for at a certain point. So, there's still 3 episodes left. It could wow me in the final 3 episodes. It's beginning to feel like this is kind of what we're in for.
Like, to quote Michelle, when we were coming up here to film, she was saying it's kind of like she's thinking about Godzilla versus Kong, which we watched last night, instead of what she watched this morning.
Yeah.
Being, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So, it's just when your brain's kind of forgetting that quickly, that's not always the best sign.
It's not the best
enjoyment level.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. You guys let us know below. Some of you guys love it. That's great. And again, I would be thrilled if I think the next 3 episodes are awesome.
Yeah.
But it's a little flat for me right now. That's the word I would use. It's flat. And I don't know why, because I was actually the most looking forward out of all the Marvel shows to the show. I really was, because I really like Winter Soldier and Falcon's cool. So I was looking forward to it. So maybe my expectations were higher. I had 0 expectations for WandaVision. So when it did begin to get good, it was like, wow, it's good. Where I actually had higher expectations for this show, and I feel like they're not being met as much.
So we'll
see.
We want to know in the comments, like, what you guys are thinking about it. Now that we are kind of halfway through the show.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
And let us know below, what are your theories? Why are the Wakandans now involved? What's good old Zemo going to do in the next episode? Who's going to take the super serum? Share your thoughts below, but that's kind of it for our discussion. And again,
congratulations to our winner.
Yes. Backyard TARDIS. Yes. Congratulations to you. And so we'll be covered next week. I hope it really gets going, and I'm really pumped about it. Maybe there's some twists I don't see coming. I would appreciate that. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that is it for this episode, or the show of Force of Light Entertainment. And as always, guys, and don't forget, before I say that, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts below. But always, guys, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.